So what if I tell you there is a super secret tip, a technique of sorts, when used properly, will instantly improve your art and you'll just go from human to superhuman in a matter of seconds. And that's what we're going to talk about in this episode.
Why do I sound like a salesman? Jesus, man.
God damn it, Keisha, stop it. Okay. So a couple of years ago, I was scrolling through YouTube and watching videos like you are right now, and I came across this video by this artist named Will titled Super Secret Tip to Instantly Improve Your Art. And I was like, ooh, that is nice, I gotta watch that stuff, right? So that's what I did. And in that video, Will shares this idea that one of the best ways that you can improve your art instantly is by telling a story. Yeah, telling a story. I gotta say, at first I sort of didn't get it and I didn't really understand it, and I sort of forgot that idea after watching that video. But over the years, I just kept on moving. I just kept on drawing and drawing, hoping to get better at art, and something felt missing. I was just tired of just drawing these characters, just standing there, still, holding a gun or a pose, and just like, why do you even want to draw that? Have you seen those drawings where just, there's these cool character standing in a cool pose holding a sword? Like, I'm so tired of doing that stuff. And I was like, man, I gotta change that thing. So then I remembered this and I was like, maybe I need to start telling stories with my art. And that's when everything changed for me. So I started telling these little stories and snippets of stories, like little tiny itsy bits of stories, right, through my art. And weirdly, it got interesting for me to make my art, and it got interesting for the people who were coming across my art, because every little drawing that I made had a little story in it. It has something to say. And that was the biggest, most important part of all this. Take this particular drawing, for example, which I recently did. I was going to draw a food cart, right? And I can just draw a normal food cart, an Indian food cart, and just call it a day. But I was like, man, I gotta tell something with it, right? Something interesting. So I was like, the whole Corona thing happened, and quarantine has been put down, and the lockdown is slowly being lifted, and the business people, the local business people, were being affected because of the lockdown, and they're just opening up shop again. I was like, maybe I should just draw this guy opening up shop for the first time after the lockdown, and nobody's coming to the shop because people are scared of the whole Corona stuff. And that's what I had, right? Then all of a sudden I thought maybe I should just put more story into it, not just tell something that's sort of nice, right? Something that's useful, sort of a glimmer of hope of sorts. That is the point of that particular illustration piece. So I drew this little dog in front of the cart, and it seems like, oh wait, this guy is opening up shop, nobody's coming, but there's this little street dog that is his first customer who really doesn't give a damn about all this Corona stuff, and he's out there waiting for food as he prepares the first meal of the day. And that is an example of how telling stories with your art can sort of make it really interesting for you as well as the people who are coming across your art. So why do you tell a story? Why do you need to tell a story? Well, I feel there's something so basic about us as people and as humans that we like stories. We like telling stories, we like hearing stories, we just love the stories. We need food, water, and shelter to sort of survive and live in life, but we need stories and art to thrive in life and make a life, basically, right? And it's so ingrained in us. If you look at history, we've always been telling stories, from the days of the caveman times where we were drawing stuff on the walls, till now we're watching Netflix in front of a television, sitting on our couch eating potato chips, right? Man, that's like this very stereotypical version of the 21st century human being, but hey, I don't think I'm wrong. Because stories are interesting. We like stories. We like telling stories. And even me as a kid, I grew up hearing stories, watching stories on television. My grandma used to feed me food because I won't eat stuff, and she tells me these little stories, and she feeds me food when I was a little kid. And that's how these things work, right? Stories are so important. Stories are just lovely. That's why we watch Netflix. That's why we watch YouTube. That's why we scroll through Instagram for all that Instagram drama. And that's why we watch Pixar movies, right? Not just because they're great animations, it's also because they tell great stories. That's what made Pixar in the first place, because they tell good stories. And that's the reason, right? That's the reason why you tell stories. And these days for me, I am not just an artist anymore. I'm not just a guy who draws or makes illustration. I'm a storyteller. I like to tell stories. And the medium I use to tell my stories is drawings and visual mediums like videos and short films and things like that. So yeah, stories. Tell stories to improve your art instantly. And you'll have fun with it. And weirdly, you find something that you want to say eventually in the process of doing that, that will make you stand out as a unique artist. So yeah.